My name is Anthony Toda, and I live in the city of Jamestown, New York State. I want to make a comment about the recent signing into law of gun regulations by Governor Rick Scott in Florida. This is following the oppressive gun laws in New York State, a la Andrew Cuomo, after an isolated incident in upstate New York that Governor Andrew Cuomo has used to take our gun rights away. Now, there's certain things that the American public need to know here. First of all, your government, various aspects of your government, are trying to take your rights away and have been trying to take your rights away all the time. Now they've got people in Florida screaming to take their Second Amendment's right away. That's exactly what they want. They're sitting back, enjoying themselves, and creating a situation where the American public is handing over their rights to them, literally, when the FBI and certain law enforcement agencies cooperated in response to create a situation where your children were sacrificed in a Florida school. Well, scream about gun control. Why don't you scream about the fact that the FBI failed to enforce the law when they were warned in advance that the shooter was going to go into a school? Especially in Florida. This is nothing new. You had the assault in the gay bar that the FBI was aware of prior to the assault. Also, the assault and killings in the Orlando airport, in which various government agencies were notified prior to that the person had mental issues. Now, your Democratic representatives and other Nazi collaborators in our government who want to take your constitutional rights away are screaming gun control, gun control. What have they done since Sandy Hook to prevent these type of instances? Have they put money into mental health? Have they researched these suspects to find out why they did it? I can tell you why they're doing it. Your government is manipulating the minds of our young people and compulsing them to pick up a gun and shoot other citizens for the sake of gun control. Your government is sacrificing your children to take your rights away. They are committing murder right before your eyes. Not only are you letting them do it, but you're allowing them to take your rights away at the same time. To get a little bit more specific, we had two 12-year-old girls in Waukesha, Wisconsin, state that because they viewed an internet mommy, Slender Man, who told them that they had to kill to protect their families. They're both serving long mental stints in mental institutions because of what they learned on the internet, because they were brainwashed by various government aspects who intercepted the internet and brainwashed their young minds. It's time for the American public to recognize that the government can remotely and electronically use means of mind control to coerce your young kids to go out and kill. Why don't you think about it for a minute? What would cause a 17-year-old, a 21-year-old, a young person to pick up a gun and slaughter people for no reason? And the reason is they are being brainwashed and mentally controlled by the federal government, accomplishing killing two birds with one stone, using mind control techniques on its own citizens and coercing those same citizens to kill, to take your rights away. This is not going to be the end, obviously. It's getting worse. We had slaughters in Las Vegas. We've had slaughters in churches. We've had slaughters in schools. And the government is going to allow this to continue. They are going to prompt it and encourage it and use mind control techniques electronically and remotely to sacrifice your kids. Not only the victims, but the suspects and the perpetrators are being sacrificed. It's about time the American public became aware that mind control techniques are being used. How long are you going to wait? How long are you going to bury your heads in the sand because someone tells you that anybody who advocates this type of approach is a little off in the head, loony? It's a science. It's fact. Do a little research. You'll find out that the capability is there. And that the government, the FBI, why would the FBI allow this to happen? They're encouraging it. They're using the suspects as part of a mind control experiment to see how far they can take them. They've taken them to murder. They're using these suspects to take your constitutional rights away, not only gun control, but this is just the beginning. Other rights will be sacrificed and removed. And they're using this to destroy innocent people. They are murderers. It's time that the American public became aware of the type of factions in government that we have that have been going on for years now, since Sandy Hook. Please educate yourself. Now you have robotics. You have a robotic arm which is being developed at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, which will take commands from the brain to pick up a fork or do any other task. Well, how in the heck do you suppose a robotic arm can take a command from the brain unless that command isn't interpreted and studied? Well, that's mind reading. Well, we can't talk about mind reading because anybody who talks about that is psychotic. It's in black and white. It's scientific fact. Get your heads out of the sand before it's too late. Before your kids are sacrificed and before your kid becomes a shooter. Thank you for listening.